Tonight, new hope or bad business? What the sale of the Lordstown plant means for thousands of laid-off workers. Also, Bloomberg bombshell. The billionaire and former New York City mayor now expected to throw his hat into the ring for president as a Democrat. What this means for the others already in the race.
All right, a little light snow tonight. Great weekend ahead, but by Monday, we're going to be looking for snow to spread across all of Northeast Ohio. That's on the leading edge of much colder air, and that means lake effect. I'll have the latest in your forecast.
CBD.
When something is touted as sort of being the cure-all for everything, then I get naturally suspicious.
Known for big benefits, but no regulation. We put several products to the test to see if what's on the label is really true.
From the WKYC studios, this is What's Next.
And good Thursday evening. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Sarah Shookman. And Betsy, it is cold out there.
And it is that colder air coming across the relatively warmer waters of Lake Erie and above. That means lake effect. It is coming down now. It will continue tonight. And we'll take a look at accumulations by tomorrow morning.
Oh joy. The Browns today, Jimmy, opening that checkbook up.
Yeah, I love J.C. Treader, the Browns center, and they love him too. They gave him a bundle of money.
All right, we'll see you later in sports.
Okay.
But we begin tonight with the sale of the shuttered Lordstown plant to a new company that plans to build electric trucks.
Dorsina Drakeford breaks down the deal, what it means for thousands of laid-off General Motors employees.
From making vehicles that run on gasoline to pumping the brakes and turning electric, the Lordstown plant is preparing for change, but it's more bitter than sweet for union workers.
It's kind of like another nail in our coffin. I mean, basically, when we saw that we didn't get another product in the negotiations, we knew that this was probably going to happen.
The former General Motors plant stopped production earlier this year.
GM was in the Valley for 53 years, and we built over 16 million vehicles for them during that time span. And, you know, until it happens to you, you think there's no chance that this plant's ever going to close.
But now it's Lordstown Motors, the new startup company on the block, building electric trucks and targeting fleet buyers. The concern now is whether hundreds of union workers will have a place to call home. The new company plans to hire 400 workers next year at union wages, with GM workers potentially getting first pick.
If these jobs do happen, we hope that they're UAW jobs and Local 1112 represents the workers.
General Motors says they believe the plan to launch the electric pickup truck has the potential to create a significant number of jobs and help the area grow into a manufacturing hub for electrification. But the local UAW president says it's going to take some time to accept these new changes, and the area still has to bounce back.
Over 1,200 of our people that used to work at the plant have already transferred to plants in other states. So, you know, we've lost a lot of population. We've lost taxpayers, kids out of our local schools. And the trickle-down effect is, economically, it's going to continue on.
And we did try to reach the chief production officer of the new Lordstown Motors, but we didn't get a response back. Production will reportedly start by the end of 2020. Sarah.
All right. Thank you, Dorsina.
Now to politics and a new name perhaps in the race for the White House. There are reports tonight that former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is weighing a run as a Democrat. Tiffany Tarpley now on why the billionaire could make a bid and what that could mean for those already in the race.
More than a dozen Democrats are vying for the party's 2020 presidential nomination. With former Congressman Beto O'Rourke dropping out, you'd think others would be soon to follow. Instead, there are signs another possible candidate is joining the race.
Well, I was surprised at first because he ruled himself out not more than about a month ago.
Dean of Cleveland Marshall Law School at Cleveland State University, Lee Fisher, has a theory as to why this is happening. There are reports billionaire and former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg could be next.
So I think he's really thinking if Joe Biden or another moderate doesn't do well in February, I'm going to come and try to save the Democratic Party.
In a statement, his advisor says Bloomberg is concerned that the current candidates aren't well positioned to defeat President Trump. He's expected to file to get on the ballot in Alabama's presidential primary. That's in March.
So he's getting in just as the window's sort of closing for the last candidates, but he gets his foot in the door and he says, just maybe, if the moderates don't do well in February, maybe I'll be the candidate.
Well, Fisher says there are 3 stages of primaries, the first in February. If no one emerges as a frontrunner there, he says it is a wide open field. Stage 2 is Super Tuesday. That's on March 3rd. But he says Ohio's March 17th primary would be part of Stage 3. Fisher believes by then, Russ, it would be likely down to 1 or 2 candidates.
Bloomberg running as a Democrat is fascinating. He was a lifelong Democrat who ran as a Republican as mayor of New York, became an independent, only switched back to the Democratic Party about a year ago. So in a primary election, it will be interesting to see how Democratic voters will view his pedigree there.
Definitely will be.
All right, Stephanie, thanks a lot. Also, some breaking news in the impeachment inquiry tonight. NBC News reporting House Democrats have now subpoenaed acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney to testify at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Mulvaney is not expected to show up under direction of the White House.
Well, new tonight, the Secret Service has released a striking new report about school shootings, saying most of them are preventable. The agency analyzed 41 school attacks over the last 10 years. They didn't find a single profile of attackers or kind of school, but they did find common warning signs. In fact, every attacker exhibited concerning behavior. Also, half of the attackers had an interest in violent topics. Most had a history of school discipline problems. The agency said it's important to recognize these patterns and know how to approach problem children. Ohio's so-called pink tax on tampons and feminine hygiene products has ended. Governor Mike DeWine signed the measure into law. It's estimated that women in Ohio have paid $4 million in taxes on these necessary hygiene items. The new law also allows teachers to take a state tax credit for out-of-pocket school supplies.
3 times over the past 3 months, someone has broken into a Slavic village center that serves pets and their owners. But now that business is fighting back. Neighborhood Pets Outreach and Resource Center decided to put this sign out front, giving possible thieves a heads up about what they would find inside. The center's founder says while the break-ins are disheartening, they're staying put.
It's unfortunate because it's just certain people. It's not the neighborhood, and it's not the majority of people who live here. So we love Slavic Village. So it's a really wonderful community, and they're very supportive of us.
If you would like to help out the center, you can reach out on their website. It's called neighborhoodpetscle.org.
Well, let's get a look at what else is going on tonight.
Will Ewick is keeping us in the loop.
Scientists have discovered a new strain of HIV. Scientific America says a group at the healthcare company Abbott is behind the find. The strain is reportedly extremely rare. It's been almost 2 decades since a new strain has been found. New legislation would keep kids in school until 6 p.m. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris introduced it. She says it would help families better align their school schedules with their work schedules. The proposal would give 500 lower-income schools across the country a $5 million grant to make the change. Senator Sherrod Brown is also supporting the bill as well. And don't throw away your shot. Hamilton coming back to Cleveland next year. Your chance to be in the room where it happens is from September 22nd through November 1st at the State Theater at Playhouse Square. A limited number of Playhouse Square season ticket packages, which would include tickets to Hamilton, go on sale on Monday. And now you're in the loop.
You've probably heard of it. CBD is the latest health trend that's sweeping the nation.
But no one is overseeing the products claiming to contain CBD. We're testing them to make sure you're getting the real deal. And hey, Betsy.
Hey there. And we like to say hey to Lake Erie because look at the snow that's coming down. We have a good lake band that is established off of Lake County, heads up toward the Detroit area. But the primary snow belt, they're not the only ones getting snow right now. We'll take a look around the primary and secondary snow belts. We'll talk about your full 10-day forecast straight ahead.
What's Next is brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
You can find it everywhere, in gummies, oils, lotions, even teas. CBD is all the rage right now, marketed to relieve many common health issues.
But it's not a regulated industry. So 3 News investigator Rachel Polanski wanted to find out if what is on the label is actually what's inside the product.
This Cleveland Heights man has been using CBD for the last 9 months. Zachary Smith uses it in oil form, with just a drop on his tongue each day.
I found that it works very well for me.
He considers the extract a natural alternative to treat his anxiety.
You just notice the absence of the anxiety.
And Smith is one of a growing number of people who use CBD to help with everything from aches and pains to depression and anxiety.
As long as it continues to work for me, I continue to plan on using it.
But over-the-counter CBD is not FDA approved, which means there is very little regulation. So how does Smith know he's getting a quality product? Truth is, he doesn't. But there is a way to find out. 3 News went online and in person to CBD stores, smoke shops, vitamin stores, and gas stations. We bought 3 oils, 2 gummies, and 1 lotion. Then we teamed up with Kecha Labs, a cannabis testing facility in Florida. We covered the products with yellow labels, so Kecha did not know which company's products they were testing. And then the chemist got to work to tell us how much CBD was inside each product.
Why is it a problem if what it says on that label is not inside that product? Then possibly you won't get the relief you're looking for.
So how did the products measure up? 2 of the oils delivered the quantity of CBD that was promised. The lotion fared the same. The 3rd oil had considerable amounts of CBD, but it also had trace amounts of THC. That's the ingredient in marijuana that gets you high. As for the gummies, they bombed our test. Both claimed to have 75 milligrams of CBD. Neither came close.
It's absolutely a big issue for me.
That's Dr. Cristina De Los Reyes with University Hospitals, and she wasn't surprised by our findings.
When something is touted as sort of being the cure-all for everything, then I get naturally suspicious.
Now, that doesn't mean she doesn't believe in CBD's medicinal benefits. She'd just like to see more research as to what it can and can't do.
Be very cautious, look at what the package says, and if it says it's not really FDA approved to treat anything, that should make you think twice.
Go check the time.
As for Zachary Smith,
again, my wife did a lot of research. They came very highly recommended.
He says he'll keep using CBD.
You do a little bit of due diligence and you hope that it, means what it says.
As long as it keeps helping him.
All right, before you buy a CBD-infused product, you're going to want to ask the salesperson to see third-party lab results. If they don't have them, go somewhere else. Also look for products that have a QR code like this. You can scan it from your cell phone and you can see the lab results for this specific batch before you buy. Rachel Polanski, 3 News.
We want to take a moment and celebrate one of our own. Assignment editor Lisa Lowry was inducted into the Cleveland Press Club's Journalism Hall of Fame this evening. Lisa has made sure that our team is covering the stories that matter to Northeast Ohio for more than 30 years. She is the engine in our newsroom that makes everything go, to say the least. It is certainly a well-deserved honor. Lisa, congratulations from all of us. And she's a wonderful person as well, on top of all that.
It was so fun to see her honored tonight.
It was. Hey, Betsy.
Hi, friends.
Maybe she won a trip to Florida.
I know, right?
My one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She may not. She's always so busy. She's so connected. She loves the snow, and I think there's a lot of people who are actually jumping up and down. They love the snow too. Snow lovers rejoice. This one's for you, because not only do we have snow coming down now, but we've got more snow coming in the forecast. Mostly cloudy for the start of the day tomorrow with lake snow lingering, especially east of Cleveland. Temperatures in the 20s. We'll be in the 30s under partly cloudy skies for the evening. Look at this lake snow that's coming down, friends. This is widespread, so we're not only heading into the primary snowbelt areas, which is typically right along the stair steps of Geauga and Lake County and central portions of Ashtabula County, but it also encapsulates eastern portions of Cuyahoga County and just a little teeny bit of northern Summit. Then the secondary snowbelt kind of swoops out here to the west. Lorain, Medina, Summit, Portage counties included in that, as well as some of Trumbull County. So we've got all the action going on, primary and secondary snowbelts. You can see our main band here that is shooting into portions of Lake and Geauga County. We probably have some snow coating the ground at this point, although it's dark, so a lot of the cameras aren't showing us anything. But I thought we'd take a peek in at Willowick, and it's really not showing very much white stuff on the ground. That being said, keep in mind, our temperatures are still flirting with freezing and even a couple degrees above freezing in some of these locations. So we're not expecting a lot of stick, although you're probably going to see a lot of those snowflakes. Few of the heavier batches of snow coming down, just about to cross over I-90 right now. But so far, we have not seen any major slowdowns on that. This is a live look at your traffic scope embedded in the radar, and you can see we are smooth flowing on 90. If we're going to have problems, we're going to see it here first, and we are not seeing those problems. Meanwhile, farther to the west, flurries reported Lorain, Elyria, Oberlin, down into Wellington. Penfield. How about Penfield getting on the map? All that's in Penfield is like a crossroads, a town hall, and a swing set. I swear, that's it. I've been through there several times. But we do have then the snow showers that are coming down around Medina, up into Brunswick Hills, over to Hinckley, and then into Richfield, too. So Boston Mills and Brandywine getting in on some of this action. And I'm not showing it here on the map. Well, you know what? I'm going to show it because I think it's kind of nifty that they're doing this. Whoops, let's get this. Hold on. Stand by. I got you. Watch. There we go. I'm going to zip down here to Mansfield because we are not seeing anything on the radar, but they are making snow right now at snow trails. I think that's kind of one of those cool things that we're going to note. All right, back to the big picture. There's a look at Ridgefield. Not seeing any snow flying on the camera, but we know it's coming down. The flurrious activity continues, and this lake snow band is out to the east. That's the big one. That's the one that if we're going to have accumulations, that's where it's going to be, and that one will likely persist as we get into the morning tomorrow. The big thing for the early morning is going to be the temperatures. We're talking low to mid 20s in areas that are not getting that snow. So snow trails is on to something because it's going to be cold enough to make snow all night, even for most of the day tomorrow. But that northwest wind is just going to get a big chill in the air. It's going to bite you when you get out the door in the morning. By 9 a.m., a lot of that lake snow is starting to wind down. We're going to see some peaks of sun tomorrow, but friends, it is going to be chilly. How much snow are we talking about? Don't get too excited on this one. We're probably only talking about a few inches, maybe 2 to 4 inches in the primary snow belt area if we can get that band to hold. Here's a look at your Universal Windows Direct forecast, and as you can see, we do have clouds increasing, and then we have snow likely on Monday, and that carries over into Tuesday. This is the next big thing to watch. After a beautiful weekend, then we've got that next big thing to watch. That's the one that's going to bring widespread snow to Northeast Ohio and then kick off some potentially significant lake effect snow Tuesday and Wednesday. Back to you.
The Penfield Chamber of Commerce is on line 1 for you.
It's a beautiful little place. I tell you, it's great.
All right. Thank you. Tonight, we'll have 3 things you need to watch out for tomorrow.
Plus, the Browns have extended the contract of one of their top linemen. Jimmy gives us the details on the new deal next.
Hey guys, we are coming to you from the University of Texas at Austin. We're back in the Carnegie. Plus, we have Tim enjoying the game, Gucci Mane, and more surprises you don't want to miss. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, John Cena is my guest tonight. Plus, we'll be chatting with star of Motherless Brooklyn, Gugu Mbatha-Raw. Don't miss it tonight on Late Night, everybody.
This sports report is brought to you by the people-pleasing people at Sarah Auto Park in Akron.
Jimmy's here with some Browns contract news today.
Absolutely, which is, unique at this time of the year to be signing a player for the future. But that's what the Browns are doing. All reports say that the Browns have come to a contract extension agreement with their center, J.C. Tretter. And I endorse this. I really do. Now, I think the plan initially was that Austin Corbett, when they drafted him a year ago, he might move into center as J.C. Tretter's contract came to an end at the end of this season. But as we all know, the Corbett move did not work, and he's been traded away. And so Tretter needs to stay with the Browns, and he will. Reports say it's a 3-year extension worth $32.5 million, $23 million of it guaranteed. He's a smart player, he's a good player, and you can win with a player like J.C. Tretter. And hopefully the same is true for Kareem Hunt. We'll finally see him on the field on Sunday. This kid has been counting the days since he was cut by the Kansas City Chiefs. 342 days as of today. But come Sunday, he'll be out on the field and ready to go.
I'm a pretty confident person. I feel like I just got to take it play by play and play my game of football and not try to do too much. That's the thing. I know I'm not going to try to do too much. I'm just going to control what I can control and do what I can do.
Well, around Cleveland this week, there's a dirty term. It's called red zone, okay, because the Browns have struggled scoring. One of the reasons is they can't get the ball to number 13, Odell Beckham Jr., in the red zone. And he was asked about that. Is he frustrated?
Until we do better in the red zone, all of us, then, it's going to be tough to just feel like I need to get the ball when we get down there. But, I can smell blood when I get down there. I'm close to the end zone. I want it. It's just a matter of finding the right play in the right time.
I want you to get it, too. The Indians are getting some postseason awards, and really this is a terrific one for Carlos Santana. He had a very good year here when the Indians brought him back. He wins a Silver Slugger Award. First time in his career. He really had a good year. 281 batting average, 34 home runs, and through the years, He has made himself an excellent first baseman. Of all the moves that they made last offseason, this was a very, very good one to bring him back. High school football playoffs, and they open up this weekend. In fact, tomorrow night we'll be out covering them all around the area. Cleveland Heights comes in at 9-1. They practice, obviously, in the snow today. They'll have a tough task, though, tomorrow night when they take on undefeated and top-ranked Menor.
Started back in January when we started off-season workouts. We talked about it back then. I'm not quite sure if some of the guys truly believe we'd be playing in the postseason, but once we got closer to the regular season and we got on a roll, we lost that first week and then won 9 in a row, then it became a reality. So here we are.
And here comes St. Ed's. They lost their opening game of the season to Menor, but they haven't lost since. They're the defending state champions, and they'll take on 7-3 Medina tomorrow night.
A real businessman-like approach. I mean, these guys come to work every day with their lunch pails, just get done what has to be done. It's not real rah-rah. It's just they're focused with the task at hand. They're pretty, they're pretty humble that way, and they know last year's last year, and they want to, I think, make their mark this year.
And tomorrow night on WKYC.com, our high school playoff game of the week. Dave DiNatale will have the call of Brecksville taking on Benedictine, the home of champions.
A fun time of the year.
It is.
All right, Jimmy, thanks.
We'll be right back. Here are 3 things to watch for tomorrow. The YWCA of Greater Cleveland will host leaders from across the nation during a national summit commemorating 400 years since the first enslaved Africans arrived in America. It will take place at Public Auditorium.
You can take a walkabout Tremont tomorrow night if you don't mind the cold air. During this monthly event between 5 and 10 p.m., you can enjoy art galleries, performers, live music, and food.
And it is all about the Polar Express. The Cuyahoga County Valley Scenic Railroad's first trip to the North Pole takes off tomorrow night. If you didn't get your tickets yet, you might be out of luck for this year. It is a popular train ride.
Wow. And Betsy, our friend the lake in play.
Yes, definitely. Lake Erie has reared its ugly head. It's going to be doing it next week and probably for the next several months. It's just kind of how we do it.
It's like several months, just like that.
There's a long-term forecast
Till about
for you.
May, and then we really kind of start to turn the corner.
We will not see you tomorrow. Have a good call on
Thank you
Sunday.
very much.
Yeah,
Thank
good luck.
you.
You're feeling good about this week.
I think they're going to win Sunday.
Okay.
Yep, I do.
Is that a Channel 3 prediction?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're going to win.
I like it.
There you go. All right. 3 News Go begins at 4 a.m.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Friday.
Thank you for spending the evening with us. 3 News, the most watched late news in Northeast Ohio.